God says, I, Archangel Michael, am requesting you to listen, because what I am about to reveal will break you and change you forever. Heaven has spoken, and the Lord Himself has finally allowed me to reveal the full identity of the one who wants to harm you. For so long, you have walked carrying questions inside your heart, asking why certain doors closed, why certain betrayals cut you so deeply, why some things seemed almost orchestrated against you as if there was a hidden hand working tirelessly in the shadows. God says, this is your final chance. This message is not ordinary, it is not just another word, it is a revelation, and it comes with a clock ticking, for this truth will not wait for those who ignore it. This message will be deleted within 20 minutes because heaven is releasing this for you and you alone, and those who take it lightly may never see the light of this revelation again. My beloved, God has seen the tears you cried in silence when no one was there to comfort you. He has seen the confusion you carried when betrayal came from places you least expected. And today, God's mercy has stretched wide to give you the chance to finally know what was hidden. The one who seeks your downfall has worn a mask for too long, hiding their intentions with smiles, gestures, and words that seemed gentle but carried poison underneath. I, Michael, the defender of God's children, have fought day and night to keep their schemes from destroying you completely. Many times they sent darts toward you, darts of lies, darts of envy, darts of confusion, and yet you still stand because God's hand has been upon you. But now the time has come for you to see clearly, because if you do not, the danger increases. God says, I am exposing the one who wants to harm you. This is not someone far away, not a stranger in the distance, but one who has tried to move close enough to know your heart, your steps, your weaknesses, your desires. They wanted proximity only to manipulate. They wanted closeness only to gather information to twist it against you. They have smiled when you smiled, and in your absence, they celebrated your struggles. My child, you were not paranoid, and those strange feelings inside of you were not your imagination. That unease you carried whenever you thought of them, the sudden weight in your chest, the silent voice warning you in dreams, that was me, Michael, whispering to you that something was not right. You ignored it at times, because your heart is good, because you wanted to believe the best, because you thought love could heal what was broken in them. But God says, the time for innocence is over. I reveal to you this truth because heaven is in urgency. You are standing at a doorway of destiny, and your calling is larger than you imagine. That is why the enemy has been using this person so aggressively, because if they can trap you in their web, your breakthrough will be delayed. For years, they have carried jealousy toward you. They watched the favor upon your life and could not stand it. They compared their own path to yours, and instead of celebrating you, they grew bitter. At first it was small, but envy grows like a seed, watered by darkness, and now it has matured into dangerous intentions. They want to harm not just your reputation, but your peace. They wanted to see you isolated, doubting yourself, questioning your worth, so that you would walk away from the blessings God is pouring upon you. But hear me now, God says this is your final chance to separate from them. Do not look back. Do not linger in conversations that drain you. Do not excuse the patterns you have seen. The mask is falling, and God Himself has ripped the veil off so you can see what was always there. This is not to frighten you but to empower you. For if you remain bound to them, their downfall will drag you into places you do not belong. But if you obey, if you listen, the heavens will open in your favor, and what was meant for harm will be reversed for your good. I, Michael, have been stationed beside you for years, and there were nights you did not know you were surrounded by enemies in the spirit. But I struck them down before they could reach you. I shielded you from arrows you never even saw. You wondered how you survived certain seasons, how you came out alive when others fell under the same storms. It was because I was fighting for you, because God declared your life is marked, your mission is holy, your destiny must be fulfilled. This person, the one being revealed to you now, has been the sharpest tool the enemy used, but God says, enough. Do you remember the sudden arguments that made no sense, the sudden shifts in energy whenever you succeeded, the subtle ways they tried to make you doubt your path? That was not coincidence. It was strategy. They knew if they could touch your confidence, if they could whisper enough negativity into your spirit, you would start to sabotage yourself. And for a while, it almost worked. You questioned yourself, you dimmed your light, you stayed quiet when you were meant to roar. But God says, you are rising again. And as you rise, their exposure will be undeniable. This is why heaven is sounding this alarm. This is why you are hearing me with urgency. Do not dismiss this, for it carries the weight of your future. What I reveal now is not only about protection, but about positioning. Because once this mask falls, and once you release yourself from their grip, you will see how quickly blessings begin to pour. New relationships will form, divinely orchestrated connections will appear, and you will realize the blockage was never your worth, but the presence of a hidden enemy pretending to be your ally. God says, I am granting you sight beyond the natural. This person has woven themselves into stories, made excuses, shed fake tears, all to keep your trust. But look closer, look at the fruit of their actions, not the words of their mouth. Words can be deceptive, but actions never lie. Their actions have revealed who they are. You saw it in the way they dismissed your dreams, the way they downplayed your joy, the way they tried to keep you small. You saw it in the way they smiled to your face but carried your secrets elsewhere. You saw it when your spirit recoiled without explanation. That was me warning you. Beloved, this revelation is heavy, I know. It will break something inside of you, because the truth always pierces before it heals. But it is better to know and be free than to live in illusion and be bound. I am not leaving you alone in this. As you read these words, angels are surrounding you, strengthening you, preparing you for what comes next. Heaven is rejoicing that your eyes are opening, for once the truth is seen, it cannot be unseen. God says, the countdown has begun. This revelation will not remain forever, for it is a holy secret entrusted only to those willing to listen. Within 20 minutes, heaven will seal this word, and only those who received it with faith will carry its power. You have been chosen to hear this. You are the one heaven has trusted. Do not waste this chance. Act. Obey. Protect your spirit. And know that as you do, I, Michael, stand beside you, sword in hand, shielding you from every arrow, cutting off every chain, ensuring that no plan of the enemy prospers. The days ahead will prove these words. You will see signs, confirmations, undeniable revelations. People around you may even expose themselves without you asking. Truth has a way of surfacing when God declares it. Stay alert. Do not dismiss small details. Do not ignore sudden revelations in dreams. Heaven is communicating in many ways, and you will see it if you are willing. God says, I will not let you walk blind any longer. And now I leave you with this final charge: trust what you see, trust what you feel, and trust what God is revealing. Do not be deceived by false appearances. The time for masks has ended. The one who wanted to harm you is exposed, and you are free to walk into the destiny God has written for you since the beginning of time. I, Michael, will not leave your side. Stand firm. Stand strong. For your victory is already written, and nothing, no one, can take it away from you. God says, I, Archangel Michael, am requesting you to listen, because what I'm about to reveal will break you and change you forever. This is not a dream, this is not a story, this is not imagination. This is the final truth that has been hidden from you, and heaven has chosen this exact moment to pull away the veil. God has finally allowed me to reveal the full identity of the one who wants to harm you. The one who has stood in the shadows, smiling at you in the light while plotting against you in the dark. The one who has pretended to care, yet has secretly sharpened their knife, waiting for the moment of your weakness. God says, this is your final chance. This message will be deleted within 20 minutes, and if you miss it, if you ignore it, the door will close and the secret will remain buried. That is why I, Michael, am crying out to you now, with urgency that shakes the heavens. Because God's timing has finally reached the hour of exposure. My beloved, there has been someone in your life, close enough to know your dreams, close enough to know your tears, close enough to know your weakness. They have walked with you, spoken words to you that made you believe they were trustworthy, but behind those words there was poison. Behind their smile, there was envy. Behind their kindness, there was calculation. They pretended to be for you, but God says their spirit was never aligned with yours. You suspected, at times, that something was wrong, that the energy around them was heavy, that their presence drained you. But you doubted yourself, you chose to believe the good, you chose to see light even in their shadows. God honored your heart for mercy, but now the truth must be revealed. I, Michael, see what you cannot. I have stood at the gates of heaven and looked down upon the book of their deeds. I have seen their late-night conversations. I have seen the secret exchanges. I have seen the way they look at your picture, not with love, but with bitterness, jealousy, and a desire to control. I have seen the whispers they shared with another, plotting, waiting, hoping to see you fall. And God says, enough. It is time to uncover them. It is time for you to know the name. It is time for you to understand why so many strange things have happened around you. Why doors that were open suddenly slammed shut. Why blessings that were coming to you seemed delayed. Why relationships that could have healed suddenly fractured. Why money that was meant for you slipped through your fingers. My beloved, the truth is not random. It was interference. It was sabotage. It was the hand of the one who wants to harm you. God says, do not think it strange that the very one who harmed you was close. For even in heaven's history, betrayal never came from afar. Judas was close to Jesus. Delilah was close to Samson. Joseph's brothers were his own blood. David's enemy was in his palace. Do not be surprised, my child, if the enemy cloaked themselves in familiarity. That is why you did not see it clearly before. That is why your heart kept giving them the benefit of the doubt. But God says today, no more. The mask is being ripped away. The identity is being written before your eyes. The secret is being exposed. I, Michael, am not permitted to hold back any longer. Listen carefully. The one who wants to harm you carries a name that has been whispered in your ear before. You have heard this name in moments of doubt. You have seen this name flash in your thoughts when you prayed for clarity. You have felt uneasy around them, but you silenced yourself because you wanted peace. You wanted love. You wanted unity. But God says the unease was not random. It was discernment. It was heaven warning you that this person's spirit was not safe. You prayed, God, show me if this person is for me or against me. And today, God answers that prayer. He says, my beloved child, I am revealing this because you must not go another day blind. You must not continue to allow the serpent into your garden. You must not continue to water the root that is trying to choke your destiny. I see the tears in your eyes, because you are beginning to realize who it is. The Spirit of God has already whispered it to your heart as you read these words. You know their face. You know their voice. You remember the conversations. You recall the strange patterns. The times when your blessings were delayed always coincided with their presence. The times when your heart was heavy were always after meeting them. The times when confusion clouded your mind were often after their words entered your ears. God says, it is not coincidence, it is connection. They tied themselves to you not for love, but for access. They wanted access to your secrets. They wanted access to your path. They wanted access to the very anointing that rests upon you. But they never wanted your joy, they never wanted your true success. Their envy was clothed as support, their jealousy hidden behind praise. And I, Michael, must now tear away the covering so you finally see. My beloved, I weep because I know this truth will break you. You will feel betrayed, you will feel angry, you will feel lost. You will question why God allowed them near you in the first place. But God says, do not confuse access with approval. I allowed them near you not because they were good for you, but because their presence would become the final proof of my power. I allowed them near so that when I expose them, you will know that I, your God, am the only one who truly protects, truly defends, truly reveals. This is not to destroy you, but to strengthen you. This is not to end your story, but to free it. For years, their shadow has blocked the sun over your life, but today the light is breaking through. The one who wants to harm you is not far, they are near. Their initials are written in your memory, and God says, trust what you are sensing. Do not doubt the voice of heaven. I am Michael, and I tell you plainly, this is the one whose laughter hides mockery, whose gifts come with strings, whose advice has always redirected you from your destiny. You have wondered why you struggled so hard, why everything felt like resistance, why even your prayers seemed delayed. It was because they stood as an accuser in the spirit, speaking against you, partnering with forces that oppose your blessing. But heaven has finally broken the silence. God says, I will no longer allow them to prosper while they plot your downfall. I will no longer allow them to feed on your light. I will no longer allow their lies to cover truth. Today their identity is being sealed in your heart. Today their mask is shattered. Today you are released. Beloved, I plead with you, do not ignore this. Do not treat this as another passing message. This is not an ordinary word, this is a divine summons. God says, this is your final chance. This message will be deleted within 20 minutes. If you do not act, if you do not acknowledge, the moment will pass, and the struggle will continue. I do not want that for you. That is why I cry. That is why I shout. That is why I stand between you and the enemy, raising my sword, declaring, enough. Heaven has decreed it. God has commanded it. You must awaken now. And so, I tell you once more, the one who wants to harm you is revealed. Do not go back to blindness. Do not choose silence. Stand in the truth. Protect your heart. Guard your destiny. For God says, I have prepared blessings ahead of you that this person cannot be allowed to sabotage any longer. Walk away. Disconnect. Break the tie. Do not explain, do not justify, do not negotiate. For what fellowship has light with darkness? What harmony is there between one who loves truth and one who thrives in lies? Separate now, and you will see the heavens open. Obey now, and you will watch every blocked blessing pour out. Trust now, and you will see that God has always been faithful. This is your warning. This is your revelation. This is your moment. God says, the identity is revealed, the choice is yours. What I am about to reveal will break you and change you forever. This is not a word to be taken lightly, not a whisper to be brushed aside, but a divine order to open your spirit and receive what heaven is forcing into your path today. For too long the one who plots against you has walked in shadows, hiding their face, moving in secret, weaving webs of betrayal with a cunning that was not born of innocence but of deep corruption. God has finally allowed me to reveal the full identity of the one who wants to harm you, and I am trembling, not because I fear them, but because of what it will mean for you when you finally see what heaven has already seen. God says, this is your final chance. This message will be deleted within 20 minutes, and if your heart closes, you will miss the only opportunity you have to see the truth before it is too late. Beloved soul, your life has been moving in circles that you cannot understand, stumbling into delays, betrayals, losses that seem to have no explanation. You thought it was misfortune, you thought it was life, but God says it was sabotage. The very person who pretended to hold your hand was also placing stones in your path. The one who said, I love you, was whispering curses behind your back. The one who appeared as friend was the hidden enemy who celebrated when you cried. And now, heaven cannot keep the veil closed any longer. God says you must know, you must see, you must hear what is being whispered in the courts of heaven right now, because it concerns you, your future, your destiny, and your very soul. I, Michael, have battled in realms you cannot see for your name. I have fought through storms of accusation, because the enemy dared to accuse you before the throne, crying out that you were unworthy of blessing, unworthy of love, unworthy of breakthrough. But God silenced those accusations, and now He is pressing me to bring you the truth, even though it will pierce you. Beloved, the one who wants to harm you is not a stranger. God says, the one who desires your downfall is not far, not hidden in another land, but close, too close. You have sat with them. You have spoken with them. You have trusted them. And it is this very closeness that has blinded you to the danger they carry. God says, be ready, for when their identity is revealed, you will feel your heart shatter like glass. You will question everything, every memory, every conversation, every gesture. You will feel betrayed not only by them but by time itself, because you will wonder how you could not see. But child, it is not your fault. Heaven hid their face from you until now because the appointed time had not yet come. The trap was not yet complete. But now the trap is complete, and what they meant for evil, God will turn for good, but only if you open your ears right now. Beloved, let me tell you what I have seen. This person has stood in rooms where your name was spoken with hatred. They have handed over pieces of your life as if it were a game. They took what was private and sacred and fed it to those who rejoice in your downfall. They have smiled in your face but clenched their fists in secret. Their prayers for you were not prayers of blessing but of destruction. They lit candles not to guide you but to burn your path. And all the while, you trusted, you gave, you believed. But heaven has reached its limit. I, Michael, cried before the throne because I saw how much you loved them, and how blind your love has made you. I saw the nights you prayed for them, the days you defended them when others accused. You thought you were protecting them, but in truth, you were protecting the very weapon that was raised against you. God says, no more. This is your final chance to see what heaven sees, to break the chains that bind you to your destroyer, to cut off the one who poisons your well. Do not think this is small. Do not think this is exaggeration. I tell you, the damage they have already caused is beyond what you realize. They are the reason for your financial delays, the reason opportunities slip through your hands, the reason relationships collapse, the reason peace leaves your house at night. They are the storm in your quiet, the thorn in your joy, the sickness in your strength. And yet, because they wore the mask of love, you thought it was life testing you. It was not life. It was them. God says, the next 20 minutes are the most critical of your life. If you turn away, if you dismiss this, if you delay, then their mask will remain, and their destruction will deepen. But if you listen now, if you open your spirit, I will place the sword of revelation in your hand, and with it you will cut through the lies and chains that have held you down for years. You will see their face. You will hear their name. And when you do, you will never again doubt that God fights for you. Beloved, I know your heart is fragile. I know you are tired of betrayals. I know you want to believe that those close to you love you. But God says, love without truth is not love but bondage. And He loves you too much to let you remain bound. That is why I am speaking with urgency. That is why heaven is trembling with the sound of my voice right now, because your decision in this moment will open the door to either your deliverance or your destruction. Child of God, hear me clearly. the person who wants to harm you is not only planning, it has already begun. They are moving pieces right now. Even as you read this, they are speaking, they are scheming, they are arranging. Their hands are not clean. Their mouth is not silent. Their intentions are not hidden in their heart, they are already in motion. And if you do not see, you will walk straight into the snare they have set. God says, I am giving you eyes. I am giving you ears. I am giving you the fire of discernment. But you must receive it. This is your final chance. This is your warning. This is the trumpet blast before the battle. You have no more time to waste. I, Michael, beg you not as a servant, but as one who has fought for your very breath. Do not ignore this. Do not delay. Do not cover your ears. This is not a gentle message. This is not a soothing word. This is the sword of truth, and it cuts deep, but it will save you. God says, the one who wants to harm you has already marked your name. They thought no one saw. They thought heaven was blind. They thought your prayers were unanswered. But I, Michael, have written every one of their deeds in the book of remembrance before the throne. And today, God has ordered me to reveal them to you. This is your final chance. Beloved, prepare your heart. Because once you know, you cannot unknow. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once their name is spoken in your spirit, you will be forever changed. But in that change is your freedom, your deliverance, your breakthrough. God says, in the next moments, everything will shift. The identity will be revealed. The chains will break. And you will finally understand why your life has felt like a storm without end. This is your final chance. Do not let it slip. Even lightly. It is urgent, it is sacred, and it is meant for you alone. I, Archangel Michael, stand before you with my sword of light drawn, not to harm, but to protect, to defend, and to guide you into the full truth that heaven has long kept hidden until this very moment. God Himself has released this truth into your life because the hour has come. You must not ignore this. You must not close your heart. You must not delay even for one breath, for time is moving swiftly, and heaven has set a limit on how long this warning will remain with you. I tell you with the voice of thunder but also with the tenderness of love, someone has sought your downfall. Their words have reached higher courts than they know. Their whispers, their betrayals, their secret works done in the shadows have been weighed before the throne of the Almighty. For a long time heaven was silent, for God allowed them to move, to test, to show the depth of their intent. But today the silence of heaven breaks. The sword of truth descends. I am permitted to speak what I was not allowed to speak before. And this is your final chance. If you receive this with faith, you will stand secure, protected, and lifted into victory. If you neglect it, the storm will overtake you. Do not be afraid, child. God is not exposing this to leave you shattered. He is exposing this because He loves you more than you can imagine. He has counted your tears, He has seen the nights you turned on your pillow unable to rest, He has watched you question your own heart and your own worth because of the shadows of betrayal cast by one who pretended to be for you but was secretly against you. But heaven has declared the masquerade cannot continue. Today the mask is ripped away. Today the name is spoken. Today the truth that was hidden in darkness is brought into the blazing light of God's glory. I tell you again, this message will be deleted, because it is not meant to linger like ordinary words. It is living fire. It is a trumpet blast from heaven. It is meant to shake you, to awaken you, to bring you into a new alignment with God's plan. For years, you have been in a battle you didn't even know was being waged against you. The person you trusted, the one you welcomed near, the one who smiled but secretly plotted, is the very one who tried to harm you. Their intentions were cloaked. They thought their secrecy was perfect. But nothing is hidden from God. Even the whispers in a closed room are loud before His throne. Even the thoughts of the heart are read like an open book in His sight. Child, understand, heaven does not reveal to shame you. Heaven reveals to save you. You have been protected even when you didn't know the danger. When poison was meant for you, God blocked it. When words were spoken against you, the angels deflected them. When traps were laid, the Spirit led you another way. You thought it was coincidence, but it was the hand of heaven keeping you alive because your purpose is greater than their schemes. But the hour has come for you to see clearly what you could not see before. The time of pretending is over. The season of blindness is finished. Now you must walk in truth. I, Archangel Michael, plead with you, do not take this lightly. The enemy who hides behind familiar faces is crueler than you think. They smiled at your joy, but in their heart, they cursed your blessings. They nodded when you spoke, but in secret, they hoped for your downfall. They saw your rising and became consumed with envy. They wanted what you carried. They wanted your destiny, your inheritance, your anointing, your peace. But what God has placed in you is not transferable. No matter what they scheme, they cannot take what heaven has sealed. And yet their rage grew because they could not obtain it. So they turned to darker plots. Child, I must tell you this plainly, you were never alone. You thought no one saw the secret pain, but heaven has been recording every detail. God Himself has been your witness. That is why He sends me now with urgency, with fire, with finality. I am not permitted to delay. This is the time you must open your heart to the truth, because your deliverance depends on it. I see how you longed for answers. I see how confusion tormented you. You wondered why doors closed. You wondered why betrayals cut so deep. You wondered why people turned cold without cause. And the Spirit of God whispers, it is because of the influence of the one who wished to harm you. They spread words against you. They poured venom in secret conversations. They acted sweet before you but sour behind you. And their poison touched others who could not discern the truth. That is why people shifted. That is why friendships crumbled. That is why you were left feeling isolated. But child, God says, rejoice, for what was meant for evil will be turned for your good. Now the name must be revealed. Heaven holds nothing back. You will know without doubt who it is, because God will confirm it in your spirit the moment you hear it. You will feel the weight lift. You will feel the peace descend. You will know it is truth, for the truth always carries the fragrance of heaven. And though it will hurt, though it will break your heart to see how deeply they deceived you, it will also free you. For only the truth can set you free. Listen carefully, the revelation is not meant to break you down, but to break you out. Break you out of the chains you didn't know were binding you. Break you out of the illusions you believed. Break you out of the traps set for your feet. Break you out of the cycles that repeated over and over. God is saying, enough. You will not be bound by their schemes another day. You will not be manipulated by their whispers another hour. You will not be caged by their lies another moment. The truth is here, and the truth is yours. Do not tremble. Do not fear. I, Michael, the captain of the hosts of heaven, stand with you. My sword has been unsheathed not for your harm but for your protection. I war on your behalf. The armies of heaven surround you now. As you read this, angels move into position around you. Fire forms a hedge about your dwelling. The blood of the Lamb speaks mercy over you. No arrow will strike you. No weapon will prosper. No curse will take root. You are sealed, you are covered, you are defended. Child, the time is short. That is why I repeat again, this message is not to be ignored. You will look back one day and remember this moment. You will say, that was the day my eyes opened. That was the day I stepped into truth. That was the day heaven intervened. And everything in your life will shift from this point forward. Hold on to your faith. Do not let fear grip you. God is with you, closer than your breath. He has not forsaken you. He will never forsake you. Even when the revelation breaks you, His love will heal you. Even when the truth wounds, His presence will comfort you. And you will rise stronger, wiser, sharper, and freer than ever before. My child, this is your final chance to listen. The hourglass is running. The words will vanish, but the truth will remain in your spirit. Do not close your eyes to what is being shown. Pray, and God will confirm. Trust, and He will guide. Obey, and you will be safe. Heaven has spoken. I, Archangel Michael, seal this message with the authority of the throne of God. The truth is yours. The protection is yours. The victory is yours. Do not be afraid. God will be with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Only trust Him and pray without ceasing. Opening above you. God says, this is not a coincidence, not a dream, not a fleeting shadow. It is a message written in the book of eternity, unfolding before your eyes because time has reached its breaking point. I, Archangel Michael, stand before you not as a distant whisper, but as a command from heaven itself. I am requesting you to listen with the depth of your soul, because what I am about to reveal will shake the foundations of your understanding. It will break illusions, it will cut through deception, and it will change you forever. For too long you have been surrounded by shadows disguised as light, by hands that pretended to bless while plotting to destroy. But now the veil has been torn. God has finally allowed me to speak without restraint, to tell you the full identity of the one who wants to harm you. And God says, this is your final chance. Do not take these words lightly, because the hourglass has almost emptied. This message will not linger in eternity. It has been given a time, 20 minutes in the Spirit. Within that divine window, you must hear, you must believe, you must act. This is not a message for everyone. It is not meant for the world to laugh at or mock. This is urgent, personal, sealed with heaven's authority, and written in the blood of truth. The one who has sought to destroy you has been clothed in disguise, pretending to love, pretending to stand by you, pretending to wish you well. But in the secret places, they carried a dagger meant for your back. They smiled while waiting for your fall. They prayed not for your blessing but for your downfall. And heaven has reached its final point of silence. Now God says, no more silence, no more delay, no more hiding. The truth is being revealed to you because heaven will not let you be blindsided any longer. Child of God, you must understand, every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endured, every moment you asked, why me? Heaven heard. Not one cry escaped unnoticed. And while you thought you were abandoned, while you thought no one was watching, the Lord was writing. He was recording. He was measuring the weight of deceit, and He has declared, it is full. The cup of their wickedness has overflowed, and now exposure has come. I, Michael, have been ordered to stand with you as the defender of truth. My sword has been sharpened against the darkness, and my wings stretched to cover you. You are not alone. God says, though the revelation will break you, it will not destroy you. Though it will wound your heart, it will heal your destiny. I must warn you, the identity of this person may feel impossible to accept. You may resist, because the enemy often uses those closest, those trusted, those you would never suspect. The serpent does not always come hissing from the garden. Sometimes it comes smiling from the table where you eat. Sometimes it comes dressed as family, as friend, as lover, as confidant. And yet, God says, it is better to face the painful truth than to live with the sweetness of lies. What is coming into your hands is not just information, it is deliverance. For every chain that held you in confusion will shatter once the name is spoken. I can feel your heart trembling as these words reach you. You are asking, why now? Why me? Why would God allow me to suffer this long if He knew? And I say to you, because your testimony required a story. Because your strength required refining. Because the trap set against you needed to be exposed in the fullness of time, so that when you rise, no one can deny that it was God who lifted you. Child, heaven is never late. Heaven is precise. And heaven says now is the moment. The name, the face, the truth is being delivered into your spirit, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you know it, you cannot unknow it. That is why God says this is your final chance. Not because God would abandon you, but because once the veil is lifted, you must choose. Will you hold on to truth, or will you cling to illusion? I, Archangel Michael, tell you this with all urgency. I have stood guard by your